Hello, everybody. It is Thursday, the 9th of May, 2024. Please remember, I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient psychic, so everything is for entertainment purposes. All the other information is down in the description box, so like the tip jars through Venmo, there's Buy Me a Coffee, my email if you want to schedule a private reading. And I do those via Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp, or if you're in the continental United States, yeah, over the phone and so forth. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Sorry a video did not go up on Tuesday the 7th, but for some heavenly reason, every time I went to film, all the cameras would shut off. So there was a specific reason by somebody upstairs that didn't want me to do a video. And I'm just not going to try to figure out why or who was doing it. Just accept the fact that the universe does things for a specific reason, and we just need to go by it. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just like, okay, let's go. Hold on, something's bugging. Okay, let's get back to things. I'm gonna go, today's video, I'm basically gonna rehash what I started to film on Tuesday and continue into the new stuff, so just be forgiving about the jumping around. Now, I know many of you also watch other YouTube creators like Avid Gardener, Duchess of Narsussex, etc. It's like Queen Gertie. Who else do it? Lady C. Yeah, a lot of people watch them, and but there's also other creators that don't have the same ethics and morals that we do. And there have been a lot of innuendos being tossed around and put up on Elon's platform that are just basically disgusting. Now, as a psychic, I've come up with my own I've been blessed with opinions and information that I have forwarded onto other people, and we're all kind of speculating the same thing. And if you pay attention to a lot of details, like clothing, especially what some people are wearing in December and January, the clothing is not appropriate for a Canadian winter. It's the stuff that someone would wear if they live closer to the equator. Also, somebody who claims to live in the lower 48, but then when people give her a super chat, it shows up in Canadian dollars. And take a look at some of the channel names. The best way to hide is sometimes in plain sight. And you'll notice that the people that don't dress appropriately for the weather of the country that they claim to live in, and a channel with the name that's basically hiding in plain sight for what she's actually doing and who she reports back to, they all seem to hang tight together. And it leaves a lot of unanswered questions. And then, of course, there's the other few people that would jump into everybody's live streams, or they're in the chat, And they just love to make vile comments. All of this will be exposed. And yeah, one of these little gossip mongers, I guess it's on the Discord something or other, where she plays goofy games that are that use a lot of pow-pows and they're set in the American West, cowboy and Indian time. But her overdub is nothing but trash talk. Yeah, she's mentioned me. She's mentioned a lot of other creators, and she's she said she'd go up against a girl from Philly, but a gal from somewhere else located in the U.S., she goes, oh, I'll take him down. Basically, she says some icky stuff. Well, Chicky Poo, I was raised on the Jersey Shore. You don't mess with a gal from Jersey. You just don't. Big mistake. Very big mistake. But, yeah, the one whose name basically is hiding in plain sight, I went into the zone and I did some digging. And the information that I keep getting is that the person hiding in plain sight behind her name actually may have been employed in some capacity by the production company that produced the cable TV show Suits. And this person was probably pretty far down on the call sheets. So I'm speculating, I get the hunch that she was maybe a production assistant or a reoccurring background player. So she was pretty far down the call sheets on who had to be where for what day of filming. So I'm thinking in order for her to climb up in the production crew talent ranking, she had to suck up to somebody who was above her. So I think she probably was sucking up to Meghan Markle, thinking Meghan would be her stepping stone into a permanent position in production crew or like her Screen Actors Guild card. And now this person is totally sucked into the world of illusion created by Meghan Markle. And this person talks about having a kid. Think about the age of her kid. Maybe that's one of Meghan and Harry's rental kids. Stranger things have happened. That's what I keep picking up on this. Now, I'll get more on Henry and Rachel in a little bit. This is going to be a longer video because I have to make up for time that I lost on Tuesday. Yeah, we saw the Met Gala stuff. And, I'm sorry, Kim Kardashian. That Chicky Poo, the way she looks, is disgusting. With her fat ass and corseted waist. I don't think she realizes what kind of bad example she is setting forth for the young girls around the world who want to try and achieve her body type. Not good. Kimmy K, time to shut down. Let your body go back to a natural appearance. And you've got, what, 4 kids? Stay home and raise your kids. Get out of the public spotlight because you're nothing. You're just totally disgusting. Yeah, Kimmy K, you're trash. You use men. Just like, well, hey, Kimmy K uses men to get her claim to fame. So Rachel's following her example. Yeah, Megan follows the example of Kimmy K. Unfortunately, Megan stepped on way too many toes. So I doubt if she will ever walk the Met's carpet on the first Monday in May. Ever. She won't. She'll never be there. Never, never. Couple people that I did see, remember that walking the red carpet for the Met Gala is always a theatrical thing. I saw Sarah Jessica Parker, and obviously her dress was something that you could not sit down in anyway, and her hat. And I did see the interview that she did the next day saying, yeah, she walked the red carpet, she saw the exhibit, but because she couldn't sit, she didn't stay for the dinner. And she admitted, yeah, they have the celebrities there to get the hoopla, but the normal tickets go for over $70,000 per person. So it's like, yes, Sarah Jessica, she walked the carpet, checked out the exhibit, and then I guess she said, the heck with it, I'm going home. What I'm wearing is uncomfortable. I can't sit down in it, let alone possibly visit the ladies' room. So, yes. I liked her hat. She was there. She made a statement. She did what she was supposed to do, what was expected. And then she said her thank yous and went home. Who's chirping at me? Oh, okay. A friend of mine letting me know she's going to be traveling. And the other one that I liked was Nicole Kidman's. Yes, the color blocking was extreme, but she was dressed like a lady, not like somebody in dire need of attention. So, my two favorites, yeah, SJP and Nicole Kidman. Now, to get back to some of the other stuff, over this past weekend there was a gathering. It was put up on Elon's platform that a lot of people were asked to gather at DePaul University in the Lincoln Park neighborhood of Chicago to be the pro-Israel protesters against the pro-Pala idiots. Well, unfortunately, because of my live stream, I couldn't attend, but I guess there will be some more, and if I have enough notice, I will be letting people know, so that if you're within a reasonable driving distance of Chicago, hey, let's stand up against these idiots. And the kiddie poos were really, really upset at University of Chicago down in Hyde Park, kind of like next to Obama's old neighborhood. Well, they were having kitten fits because security and CPD went and kicked them out of their tents and told them to pick up their shit and get the hell out. And this happened between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., that nice 2-hour block. Well, they were upset about that. Well, duh. Between 8 and 10 a.m. on Tuesday, a thunderstorm blew in. Literally, the hailstones by me, by the time I could get outside and go downstairs to check them out, they had melted down to be about the size of an American nickel. But in some areas, they were the size of golf balls. So yeah, security and the CPD were like, hey, let's get these kids out into safety, but they considered it, this pro-Palestinian idiots got their knickers in a twist because their encampment was disrupted. Yeah, because they didn't watch the damn weather reports. And then, of course, after the horrible thunderstorm blew through, they went back and started their little idiotic protest again. a lot of these kids, especially that one chick that's being seen all over social media wearing the pink bandana, she's all upset because here she goes to Arizona State University in Tempe. Oh, people are coming in from all over for my graduation. Well, the little chubette with the bandana, she's a theater major. That and 2 nickels might get you a job someplace. Because the film production world is, you don't realize that many of the money comes from are owned by Jews. And people, I mean, MGM, the old MGM studios, Louis B. Mayer. Yeah, the production may have happened in California, but everything was run by a boardroom of Jewish men in New York. And still to this day, yeah, production happens in the warmer, sunnier states. But the green light for the cash flow is still being given by guys who had a bris. And these little stupid pro-Hamas protesters, especially like that idiot with the pink bandana, she won't get it. She might as well go back and learn how to find a trade. Because these guys have zero tolerance for anti-Semitic idiots. Now, one thing that's happening, and for all of you in the UK, I guess, there's this lady that's walking from Manchester to number 10 Downing Street, and it's for the UK Martin's Law. Remember a while back when some idiot went into the lobby of a concert venue, live event venue, and he had something that went boom, and a lot of people were unalived and injured? Well, this mom is walking from Manchester to London to raise awareness so people can put heat on their MPs to push through Martin's Law, which is basically adding more security levels and information and making it more clear escape routes out of venues, which is needed. We already have that quite a bit here in America, especially in Chicago, because way back when, there was a theater called the Iroquois, and a fire started. And many of the people that were unalived from the fire were because the exits, the doors leading out, the doors pulled inward, and people were blocking the door so the door could not be opened. So now, because of that, building code regulations were changed to now all here in the States, if you notice, all exit doors you push out. So it's because of the Iroquois fire. And when people ask silly questions and they're trying to pull open a door when exiting a building, I look at them, I go, hey, remember the Iroquois? And they're like, what? I go, yeah, because of that fire, that's why building codes around in North America were changed to save people's lives. Now, okay, next page. Yeah, it's, I noticed something, a person by the name of Dove Hykind, he's making some news, and he is calling a spade a spade. He basically called out these little brats that are out protesting and made the analogy that Hamas is the 2024 equivalent of the Nazis. And he is making the connection on how the Democrats are supporting the evil. And Blinken and the other parts of Barry's third-term administration are following the example of Cordell Hull, who was FDR's Secretary of State from 1933 to 1944. And more information is coming out about these little college brats. Like the fact that they, in the city in Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Pacific Northwest, they now are enjoying burning down squad cars. Every single one of these should be charged with, law enforcement should confiscate their belongings and sell them off to the highest bidder for the replacement cost of all those squad cars. And of course, we've been listening to the speeches from JoJo, Barry Soetoro's puppet. And finally now he's making some comments about the rise of anti-Semitism here in the United States and in the UK. But of course we know that Barry is a Muslim. Barry was a product of a date assault. And his sperm donor just basically disappeared, so he was raised by his dumb mother and a stepfather. And they were out in Indonesia, and so of course Barry was raised in the Muslim faith. So of course Muslims hate Jews. That's what they're taught. And he's using JoJo as his puppet. We all know that JoJo basically, his body is here, but his brain is gone. So he just regurgitates what he's told. And now Barry has put his foot down and said, no more supplies to Israel if they go after Rafah. That in itself, hey, all the blue Jews out there, you got to go red. Because the Barry Soetoro, Barack Obama, Biden administration has just declared every Jew in America a worthless person and should basically, without so many words, are they going to bring back the boxcars and the Zyklon B showers? That's what it's getting close to. Very, very close to. And Barry making the statement via JoJo is basically announcing to the world that the Islamic Republic of Iran can go in and decimate the country of Israel and take it over because they're not going to be supported by the United States. That's really, really similar to what happened in, I guess it was 1941, when the Axis powers caught a transmission pertaining to Southeast Asia, like Singapore and New Guinea. When the UK and England told the military commanders in Singapore and Manila that you guys are on your own, sink or swim. We're not sending you any support. So that way Japan back then knew that they could take over all of Southeast Asia and put all Europeans and Americans in horrible camps. Yeah, I've done my homework, and during World War II, the treatment of Europeans and Americans by the Japanese actually made the Nazis look humane. So, by Barry saying to Israel that if you go after the tunnels in Rafah, you're on your own, Barry just sealed the fate for that entire country, because he's a Muslim and he hates Jews. Yeah, and all of this, it's getting, people are starting to pick up and notice worldwide. I mean, even the Times Radio, which is pretty lefty, has said that, hey, next election, Rishi Sunak won't make it more than 2 weeks past the next general election in the UK. It's getting nasty. I mean, even now, the rumors about Barry sending incriminating evidence down to Mar-a-Lago is being made public. Yes, the Democrats, in their feeble attempt to cling to power, they're the ones that have been sending all this filthy evidence and creating it against Donald. And it's becoming more and more evident. So basically, in the UK, anyone who's pro-Hamas, pro-Islamic Republic of Iran, next general election, people have to group together to vote out the Muslims out of every single office. Just like come November for our big job interview here in the United States, we have to make sure that that we need everybody to vote for Donald. Otherwise, this will be like Nazi Germany during the 30s and 40s. The Democrats, the Muslim supporter, the Muslim-run Democrats will activate all the sleeper cells here in the United States if we don't start standing up and putting our foot on the necks of these pro-Hamas preaching idiots. I mean, in some areas it's getting so bad, like the blue and yellow flag country. They're so desperate. I mean, yes, they support the Islamic Republic. The Z guy does. Just like his master, the Soros family. That the Z guy has now stated that if any convicted criminal that is serving time in prison, if they want to parole and basically have a clean slate, they're to join the Ukrainian army and help them fight against Vlad. Yes, the Z guy is releasing criminals into the public sector because he needs more guys to help him fight. Remember the Confederate States of America back in the 1860s did the same thing. They released prisoners. And of course, we know the Confederate States of America didn't succeed in that war. Now, okay, as for the UK royals, I did see a clip today. I guess His Royal Highness William, Prince of Wales, did go and visit some places. One, because he's now the Duke of Cornwall, he went to check out the first, the initial housing project for the homeless of UK citizens, the real Brits. And take a good look. William was going out to meet the people who are building the shelter, the housing, and to meet some of the people who will be recipients of this new housing being built. Now, William really thought carefully, especially how he was dressed. And from what the images I could see, William basically wore a pair of black jeans, a blazer, a dress shirt, no tie. He really dressed down for the event. No suit from Savile Row. He basically dressed in like someone who was able to purchase things off the clearance racks at a high street store or a mass market store. He wore clothing that is within reach of the homeless. So not to make them feel embarrassed or he took their feelings into consideration, and that's how he dressed for the event. Unlike other people that reach out for newsprint inches where they have to wear everything designer, William took the feelings of these people who will be receiving this housing into consideration. Yeah. And of course he's doing this, and just like His Royal Highness KC3 made sure to kick off the season of garden parties. And all of this is now out in the open while stupid little Harry is there trying to resurrect what's left of his celebrity status with the 10-year anniversary of the Invictus Games. Now, of course, Rachel's having kitten fits because nobody said anything about Archie's birthday. No. It was the 1-year anniversary of KC3's coronation. I think that takes a little bit of precedence over a kid that we don't see. That we don't even know if the child actually exists. But of course, Rachel's having kitten fits about it. And a lot of people are like trash talking it. And Henry basically had one lone SUV taking him to the event at St. Paul's Cathedral. And it's getting interesting because over the past day or so, I get things popping up in the suggestion feed. And one thing that popped in was this channel by this woman down in New Zealand. So I kind of skimmed. It's a newer channel. She's got okay, at this point, maybe 24 videos. And I watched her initial video. Yeah, she goes on, oh, my spirits guide are somebody from a Native American. So, of course, she appropriates a last name that sounds very Native American. She uses White Cloud. And her other spirit guide. Remember, this woman is down in New Zealand. And everything that I've been taught, and everybody else who's a reputable psychic, We don't use young, impressionable girls to market our talents, but this woman does. So, hey, that's a big, big red sign saying, watch out for this woman. And now she's doing, like, she uses the pendulum and cards, and you can't really see. She uses close-up shots. And she's like trash talking and putting out more false information about Catherine and the other royals. And she's applauding JoJo and Barry and trash talking Donald. Now, okay, if somebody who's down under on southern hemisphere of the equator, if you're reading for north of the equator, you have to realize that you have to flip everything. And because it's like if you watch the vortex of whirlpools here in North America and Europe, the whirlpool runs like clockwise. But then you go south of the equator and it's counterclockwise. So if you're going to do a reading down there, everything you do, what comes up that you think is a negative for the United States, no, you have to flip it. It's actually a positive for us. And this woman, Ingrid, basically is coming up with some such wackadoodle crap. And as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, is she affiliated with that whack job, that something something bear that scammed money out of God knows how many people, saying, oh, I'm going to send it to what's her face, the lady in Wales. So be careful of a lot of these other psychics that you're seeing pop up into your news feed, especially the ones from south of the equator, because I know what I was taught, and I'm like 5th generation documented. It's a lot of these alleged psychics from down under are working towards the destruction. They're pro-Islamic Republic. They're very anti-Semitic. And if you see that or hear that, they need to be shut down. If you're going to watch any of their crap, don't subscribe to them. And if needed, don't. I mean, you kind of have to hold your nose and keep yourself from choking and vomiting with all the crap that they spew. But let's put it this way. We do need to have to keep an eye on what they're saying so we know what we're up against. And there's this other woman, what is it? She's celebrity and news card reader. Duh. There's no such place as Sandringham Palace. If you're going to try to read cards on a location, you need to have the accurate location as your focus. Don't create a place that doesn't exist, because you're going to get an incorrect reading. And these are the women putting out the information that about Princess Catherine, that bad with the hair, bad wig, that chick Tisa is trashing and telling lies about Princess Catherine. These women are saying the same trash. So I'm guessing they are on the Archwell payroll, or some Subcorp. It's getting interesting. Evil stuff is trying to be done to the royal family. They're trying to destroy the United States. So anyone who knows any blue Jew, call them out to their face. Ask them why they want to be pushed into a boxcar. Because if they continue this nonsense, supporting of the Democrats in the United States, supporting Sadiq Khan and Rishi Sunak and all their little 5-time-a-day politicians, that's what they're trying to do. It's a repeat of what happened, started 100 years ago. It's 1924. It's 2024. 1924 is when Adolf started his shit. If we don't stand up and fight, we are going to have everything repeat itself. We are going to have to stand up and fight. And don't put up with the bullshit. So, thank you for listening to my ramble. Remember, I'm not monetized, so YouTube does not push my videos. So, please share them with your friends. You go ahead and put the link on your own social media stuff so people can see them. Go ahead, put your opinions down in the comments. Saturday the 11th, May 11th, Saturday, I will be live. So if you want, pop in and have your questions ready in the comments. So we go from there. So everybody have a great couple of days, and I'm going to be looking forward to chatting with everybody on Saturday, my afternoon, European evening. Yeah, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. UK time. It's 8 p.m. Europe time. And if you want me to adjust the times for those of you in the UK and Europe on the weekend stuff, put down what time would be better in the comments of today's video, and we'll talk about it on Saturday. So catch you all later. Thank you for watching.